So let's be honest with ourselves. So far in 2018, it has not been a great time for PC gamers, especially those of you that are either wanting to build a new system or upgrade an existing system. But as of late, it's actually starting to look like a few different things are moving in the right direction for gamers, and that's the positive aspects of PC gaming that I want to focus on today. So first up is the fact that RAM prices are definitely trending in the downward direction, which is just great for PC gamers getting onto a modern DDR4 platform. The 16GB kit that is in my main rig back here, my 1800X system, it is a 3000 MHz kit, 2x8GB stick, so 16GB total. It's a G.Skill Trident Z RGB kit, and it capped out at around $250, and it was that price just as recently as a couple weeks ago. Now for reference, I bought that kit at $155 and some change back in, I believe it was March of 2017. So in the year since then, or not even full year since then, RAM prices have went through the roof, but they're going down now. So as of the filming of this video, that exact kit is back down to $215, which is still a big jump from the $155 that I paid for it, but that's a lot better than, I think it was around $250 at its absolute maximum. So that's still a big improvement, especially if you're building a system. So the other big thorn in the side of PC builders has recently been not just RAM prices, but GPU availability and pricing in general. When you have been able to find GPUs, they've been outrageously priced or they just haven't been available at all. Now, much like RAM prices, GPU pricing is still way over the top and availability is still a problem on the high end, especially with your 1080 Ti's, your 1080s, your 1070s and 1070 Ti's, but GTX 1060s are starting to be at least somewhat available and ready for order on places like Amazon, but especially on Newegg. Now, there's no doubt that pricing is still way over where we'd like to see it. In fact, it's about $100 right now with the 6GB version of the 1060, above what I would really like to see that pricing at. But you can go in and pick up a GTX 1060 6GB version for $350 as of the filming of this video. Hey guys, Editing Shane here, and since the filming of this, those GTX 1060 6GB versions are out of stock pretty much everywhere, at least at reasonable prices. But keep an eye on stock early this coming week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for example. Those 1060s I've noticed have come in and out of stock pretty frequently, and they are available sometimes for several hours at decent prices. So I wouldn't recommend paying more than $350 for one of these things, because chances are within the next day or two, they'll be back in stock at places like Newegg or Amazon for reasonable prices once again. That is, if reasonable in your definition is $350 or lower right now. Straight off of Newegg, and that's a huge improvement considering just a week ago it was more like $500 or $600 for most of these cards. Now, the prospect for availability of these cards is also starting to look better as cryptocurrency hit a big hiccup this past week with Bitcoin falling below $10,000, and as of the filming, it remains below $10,000, at least in USD, obviously. It may fluctuate quite a bit as cryptocurrency does tend to do, but at that sub $10,000 price point, it's hard to imagine large-scale miners really gobbling up these cards because Ethereum prices tend to mirror those Bitcoin prices, and Ethereum is also down. And of course, if there's no guarantee of a recovery, those miners, which may see those return on investment times spike from like 4, 5, 6 months up to 8, 9, 10 months for the cards at the current pricing, it may not make sense because that bubble burst could always just be around the corner. So hopefully the combination of miners staying away and cards being put into the market allows gamers to get their hands on some of these mid-range GPUs that are available right now, again at higher than we'd like to see prices, but definitely better than they have been. Another positive aspect of the early part of 2018 for PC builders is the launch of several new AMD CPUs, leading off most notably with the APU line, which will be the first Zen-featured APUs that AMD is releasing. That would be the Ryzen 3 2200G and the Ryzen 5 2400G. Now, I've already talked about these APUs a little bit in other videos, but they're very competitively priced compared to other Ryzen 3 or Ryzen 5 parts, offering the same core counts and the same thread counts as those parts, but they're also then featuring the Vega graphics. Now, obviously, the Vega graphics and the APUs are not going to compete against your Vega 56s or Vega 64s, but they will allow gamers, especially with the Ryzen 5 2400G, to get into the PC gaming scene and playing really modern AAA titles just at a little bit knocked down settings, but you can get up and running, avoiding the overpriced GPU market altogether, at least for a short time until you can afford that upgrade to a dedicated GPU. So while PC gaming and specifically PC building is definitely not at its height right now as far as accessibility goes, things do look like they're starting to improve here in early 2018. It's really been a rough start to the year for PC builders, but let me know in the comments down below if you see things continuing this trend towards getting better, or if you see things sort of going the other direction and getting worse again before it really does get better and really fix some of the issues with PC building right now. Let us know down below. And of course, and as always, if you like this content, give it a like, a share, subscribe, and comment. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. That's the best place to go and find some of our upcoming product reviews and things that we're looking at that are pretty exciting for the channel. And as always, I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.